We're going to create a ceiling now. So I'm going to start, and I'm in my ground floor plan. Now I know that over here in our project browsers, we've got ceiling plans there. We're going to go and look at that later, but when I like to create a ceiling, it's in the ground floor, because when we talk about ceilings, if you have a look at the floor plan we're working off, you can see that everything relates to the level that it's above. So here it says ceiling height, that's what CH stands for, ceiling height 2400, ceiling height 3 meters. So 3 meters above this floor, 2400 above this floor. I'm just going to mention, because we're about to draw a ceiling over the whole thing, that this floor, remember, is 600 millimeters higher than this floor. So therefore, 3 meters minus 2400 is 600. So that's why this one's 24. It's actually one flat ceiling over there. And then we're going to come back and do a bulkhead over the kitchen at a lower height of 2400. So I'm starting in my architecture tab. I'm in floor plans, ground floor, and I'm off to ceiling. Now what I do is automatic ceiling works when there's a boundary defined. So what I mean is that if there's 4 walls around it, so can you see that this is actually going red as I hover inside it? Okay, so that's an automatic ceiling. Today I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm making this 3 meters, and when I sketch the ceiling, I'm simply clicking on the rectangle tool, and I'm just taking it from here to here. So there's a number of ways of doing ceilings. Theoretically, I could do one for each room. If I was detailing it, that's the way I'm going, but this is just nice and quick. And you'll notice that I'm clicking while I'm still in the command on each one of those padlocks, so if the wall moves, the ceiling moves with it. So 3 meters above, I didn't change the ceiling height. The height was just, the ceiling type. The type is compound ceiling plane, so I'm happy with that. And a big green tick. So ceilings are very, very easy. Now at the moment it does look like I haven't created anything at all. So we need to go to our 3D view, and you can see that there's my ceiling. If I hover over it, it will tell me that that's what it is. So one more, back to the ground floor. I'm just going to quickly check my plan. And it doesn't have the height, I think, sorry, it doesn't have the width. I think it's 20. I'm going to have to make this up, and you're going to have to check your kitchen. So maybe it's around 2900. Maybe that's 100 mil off that, I think. So here's how you do it. You're going to get your information from your floor plan that you're drawing up. Ceiling. I'm doing another ceiling by sketch. And I'm using my rectangle tool. This time I can do this afterwards, but I'm going to do it before I forget to do it. 2400. And then I start. So I'm using my snapping tools. Remember, the box means endpoint. I know that the bulkhead comes down and it aligns with this wall. The question is, what is this distance? So I'm just hitting escape a few times. I'm clicking on this one and typing in 2900. And of course, you're going to check what yours is. So if I hit the big green tick now, and I go back and have a look in 3D, I can't actually see anything. So what I'm going to do is just show you a couple more tricks so that you can find editing and creating a little easier. I'm going to just check on the section box. And if I click on this section box, can you see I'm just going to change it to hidden lines, HL. You can see these little grip points or controls, and if I click on them, it's like a guillotine, a 6-sided guillotine. The hardest bit's clicking on the blue bit, as you can just see. All right, control, and if I slide it in, I now have a 3D that's cut. I'm just changing it back to shaded view, SD, and I can just start to get a better feel of how this apartment's going together. So there's my lower height ceiling. There's my ceiling that goes over the two. Yes, it does look a bit weird because we've got that gap. So there's ways that we're going to address that in the second half of the semester, how we can make that so that in 3D it actually wraps around and has a bulkhead.